This artist research presentation is on Yayoi Kusama. Who is Yayoi Kusama? Yayoi Kusama is a Japanese contemporary artist born in 1929 in Japan. She self-describes herself as an obsessional artist. She began painting as a child, and around the same time, she would then begin experiencing hallucinations that would involve fields of dots. The hallucinations and themes of dots would continue to inform her art throughout her career. This was her way of coping with the hallucinations she saw. She says her art is her way to express her mental disease. She started her artistic education at the Kyoto City Specialist School of Arts. After school, she moved to New York City, but before she left Japan, she destroyed most of her early paintings. She rose to fame in the 1960s by doing several unauthorized performances in New York City that caught the attention of the press. Her career had a revival in the mid-2010s when several exhibitions featured her infinity mirror rooms. She was also named the most popular artist in the world of 2014. Types of art. Yayoi Kusama used various types of art such as paintings, sculptures, performance art, pop art, and minimalism art. Some examples of her art are the Grand Orgy to Awaken the Dead, which was an example of her performance art. Kusama painted dots on participants' naked bodies in an unauthorized performance in the fountain of the Sculpture Garden of New York's Museum of Modern Art. She made sculptures of pumpkins with her signature dots on them. The yellow pumpkin is an example of those sculptures and of her pop art. An example of her paintings is The Fields in Spring. Most of her works are shown in Tokyo's Museum of Contemporary Art, Museum of Modern Art in New York City, Los Angeles County Museum of Art, and the Walker Art Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In 2017, she opened a museum dedicated to her work in Tokyo near her studio. These are some more pictures of different types of Yayoi Kusama's artworks. You can see the bottom left and the top right are examples of her paintings. The bottom right and the top left are examples of her infinity rooms. And in the middle, there is an example of her sculptures. These are some fun facts about Yayoi Kusama. She studied in traditional Japanese art. She was trained in a strict academic environment, then went to the Kyoto City Specialist School of Arts, where she studied in a rigid master-disciple structure. She stopped in Seattle before going to New York because of an avid letter writer inviting her to visit. She had her first international exhibition in the city, gained some notoriety, and got a green card before moving to New York later that year. Georgia O'Keeffe was her friend and advisor. In the 1950s, Kusama began writing letters to O'Keeffe. Then, in her 20s, Kusama asked for advice about how to succeed in the New York art world. O'Keeffe counseled Kusama and encouraged her own dealer to buy several of her works. Kusama was the first woman to represent Japan in the 33rd Venice Biennale. She climbed the Brooklyn Bridge in the 1960s in a polka-dotted leotard to protest the Vietnam War and the deleterious effects of capitalism. She's also asexual. Kusama has lived in a mental hospital since 1977 by choice. When she returned to Japan in 1973, she suffered a mental breakdown so terrible she checked herself in to the hospital. She has then been living there ever since. Her art studio is also within the walking distance of the mental hospital. Yayoi Kusama also has a collaboration with Louis Vuitton that ranges from purses to shoes, wallets, keychains, watches, bracelets, sunglasses, and more, as shown in the pictures. What I'm about to show is some of Yayoi Kusama's more famous collections. One of her more popular collections is called Infinity Mirrors. Kusama had a breakthrough in 1965 when she produced the Infinity Mirror Room. She used mirrors to transform her intense repetition of her earlier paintings into a perceptual experience. Over the course of her career, Kusama has produced more than 20 distinct infinity mirror rooms, ranging from her using giant pumpkins to using lights. Each of her kaleidoscopic environments is like stepping into an illusion of infinite space. Another more popular collection is her series called Infinity Nets. The Infinity Nets have been ongoing since 1958. They are her longest bearing art series. The series of Infinity Nets are inspired by her hallucinations, which consistently include repeated patterns, drawings, gestures, or dots as a physical, meditative manifestation of her illness. The infinity nets are instantly recognizable by the fields of a loosely painted semicircles and a single color that then link together to form a lace-like net hovering over a plane of another color. Kusama describes the paintings as without beginning, without end, or without center. Then the entire canvas would be occupied by a monochromatic net. This endless repetition causes a kind of dizzy, empty, hypnotic feeling. The series varies by color and composition. All are dichromatic, but some gather at sections to form abstract, undulating shapes, and others stay flattened in fields. But each painting allows the viewer a peek into the mind of one of the most influential artists, Yayoi Kusama. Next is the interview of Yayoi Kusama by Louisiana Channel, and it also shows Yayoi Kusama painting.
私は前衛芸術家として一生貫いてきた草間であります。そしてまた私の作品をご覧になった方々が私の生涯をかけての命をかけた芸術の背後にある自分の人生の愛と平和に対する熱烈なる命の限りの私の生き様をご覧くだされば、私としてはこれに勝る感激はありません。今私がおりますところは一本の東京という主婦の中における草間彌生の制作現場であります。私はかぼちゃが大好きです。なぜならばそのユーモアに満ちた容姿、そしてまたかぼちゃの持っている温かさ、そして人間的な接触感のあるような素晴らしい形、そういったものに対する私の感動を芸術に表そうと思ってたくさんのかぼちゃの絵を描きました。かぼちゃに対する私の創作に対する願いというものは限りもなく続き、今もまだ子供の時のように私は今もかぼちゃの作品を作り続けております。人間愛の限りもない平和と愛への愛好、そして戦争やそれからテロ、そういったものに対する人間の拒否観念、そういったものを無限に私の作品の中に入れておきました。そしてそれらを見た皆さんには非常に自分たちもそういうことを考えておるという大きな反響を呼びまして、私は無限の小説を、そして無限のファッション、無限の美術、そういったものをたくさん作りましたが、それと同時に人間の最高の欲望である生命感の美しさ、それから宇宙への神秘の素晴らしさ、そういった数々のものを私は芸術の中に汲み取り、自分自身の人生を築いてまいりました。私の500何十点以上の作品に込められた私の平和への願い、 そして明るくこともなき人生の愛への賛美、そして宇宙への神秘の素晴らしさ、そうしたものが込められておりますが、一番大切なことは